Today I'm doing a lesson on adding integers, and this lesson actually talks about integers that have the same sign. So I'm going to write that in here, right? All right, so here is the rule for adding some of the integers that have the same sign. If the signs are the same, add the absolute value, and I'm going to abbreviate that as the AV, and carry the sign to the answer. So I'll give you a second to write that little rule down. We've been doing some work with integers, so now we're going to kind of move along on the number line in different ways. So let me remind you the term absolute value. Any number coming out of absolute value looks positive, right? So -3 looks, we just count it as 3. Why? Because we're counting the number of spaces it is from the origin or from 0. It's only 3 spaces, right? So when we talk about absolute value, just remember what that is, okay? So let's look at our number line here. I'm going to do some numbers that are smaller right now because I only made a number line up to 9 on each side. Let's say I was taking a -7 and I wanted to go 2 more places, -2 plus -2. I'm going to go to -2 spaces. So I'm going to start at -7, and if I'm going to go down 2 spaces, well, it says add the absolute value. So I'm going to take the absolute value just right here to show you what I'm doing, right? So any absolute value, any number coming out looks positive, right? And we'll take that. So that means I'm going to take 7, I'm going to add 2, and it's going to go to -9 because it's a -2 here, all right? So the sign is going to be negative because I'm carrying the sign to the answer, and the absolute value is 9. So this is going to be a -9. Or you can just look and say, okay, I'm at -7. I'm going to add 2 more negative spots. I'm going to end up at -9 here, okay? If I start on the positive end here, let's have a +6, and I'm adding +3. Well, in the same way, I go to 6, I go 3 over, I'm going to get a +9, right? Add the absolute value, carry the sign to the answer. Absolute value of a +6 is going to be 6. The absolute value of 3 will be 3. And since they're both positive, my answer becomes both positive on that as well, okay? Let's do some more examples here. If I'm at 7 and I'm adding 4, this is just as normal addition, right? 7 plus 4 when they're positive. But if I have -8 plus -3, I'm adding their absolute value, so I can take 8 plus 3, which is 11, carry the sign to the answer. So any negative plus a negative is going to equal a negative, isn't it? How about -15 plus a -2? again, I can add those absolute values and carry this negative sign to the answer. And if I have 13 plus 7, those are both positive, adding those absolute values, and that stays as a positive answer. Let's do a few more here. Let's see, number 5, negative 21 plus a negative 9. All right, these signs are the same. Adding the absolute value, 21 and 9 is 30. Carry the sign to the answer. Okay. 6, we have a negative 18 plus a negative 7. Signs are the same. Add the absolute value, 25. Carry the sign to the answer. And then, of course, if they're both positive, we've done those before. Those just regular addition, right? 35 plus 21. Absolute value can be added. It's going to stay positive, so it's 56. All right? So this is a little easier lesson. When the signs are the same, you just add the absolute value and carry the sign to the answer. So if they're both negative, you'll end up with a negative answer. You're going further along down your negative side of the number line. They're both positive, regular addition like you've been doing for several years. All right? So, hope you enjoyed that lesson. It was a nice quick one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.